Before the 30th anniversary of the death of Samora Machel. He died on the 19th of October 2016. This, as I mentioned, the 30th anniversary of that plane crash that claimed the life of that Mozambican President, Samora Moises Machel, and 34 of his countrymen and women, including pilots and journalists. The South African government, in collaboration with the government of the Republic of Mozambique, is hosting today the 30th anniversary commemorations at the crash site in Mbuzini in the Mpumalanga Province. So to find out more about today's program, let's cross live to our SABC news reporter, Aldrin Sampear, who is there on the scene. Aldrin, a very, very good morning to you. And just tell us, why have we decided to host the event on the 17th when the actual anniversary is on the 19th?
Well, there you have it, the beautiful sounds of the SABC cultural group here in Mbuzini. A rather windy morning here, as many have come to celebrate the life of Samora Machel. It is right here on the 19th of October where it all took place, where that plane crashed and Samora Machel took his last breath. Actually, this morning was going through some of my research, seeing that actually when he left, when he was on that plane, he was heading all the way back to Mozambique just in time for his wife's birthday celebration. And as you indicated earlier in the end, she does celebrate her birthday today. And today, of course, the anniversary. And just on the question that you asked earlier on, the reason that the government has decided to host this event today is because on the 19th, the actual day of the plane crash, Mozambique itself will have its official program to celebrate the life of its first democratically elected president. Right now, I'm joined by Mlambo. Thank you so much for joining us this moment. When somebody says Samora Machel, what comes to your mind?
Couldn't get you. Come again.
When somebody says to you Samora Machel, what comes to your mind?
Well, what comes to me is that Samora Machel, the president that passed on in this area, and well, as one of the great leaders in Africa, we always remember him.
And of course, something else is his commitment to social justice, making sure that the people of Mozambique enjoy the freedom, they enjoy their land as well.
Not only the people of Mozambique, but the entire Africa, which includes ourselves as a leader, as a president for the people, socially so. Yes, we remember him, yes.
And considering that South Africa has decided to also host this event, but not only this event, but you have a monument like this, what does it tell you about South Africa's relationship with Mozambique and commemorating the life of Samora Machel?
Well, it tells us of a relationship between the two countries, in that a statue of this nature was erected for generations to remember what actually happens, in the past years. But also, as you know, that today things are documented as in the form of records, just to keep a record, to the whole world that we, at some time, had a leader of his caliber.
But I guess the sad thing is that while these things are kept on record and museums like these, they're not actually in the school books. They're not in the history books in our school in terms of the curriculum. And I know the South African government has been saying that history should become a compulsory subject throughout the school lives of children. And that's how things can be documented, and the lives of those who've dedicated the lives of those who dedicated their lives to making sure that we are living and enjoying a democratic state.
Yeah, well, if it is an omission, I suppose that government departments will look into that. But also to say, we do have, some records, like in the sense of libraries. Our library also caters, for the leaders, for the freedom fighters. It caters for Samora Machel, it caters for Kwame Nkrumah, it caters for Julius Nyerere, it caters for Mandela, the great leader here. It caters for O.R. Tambo, it caters for most of these leaders. And I suppose that in terms of the curricula, as you know, the world is running in technology, and I've got also to look into scientific things, and I suppose, it has to be catered if it's omitted, yes.
Thank you so much. There you have it, Nkosi Mlambo, who's joining us here. And just later on this afternoon, we expect Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa to be delivering the keynote address, also the Prime Minister of Mozambique. Let's go to an ad break.